How's everybody doing this evening? Hopefully I'm live. It's actually 2:57 in the morning here in San Diego, California, Carlsbad, California to be exact. So I was going to do a video tonight, but I was out on the streets and was walking around a little bit and was thinking about it. I didn't really think that there was too much news to talk about, so I thought I'd come home, think about it for a little bit, and do a live stream. So here we are. We're doing a live stream. So hopefully I'm live. I got the comments open, so if you hear me and everything sounds good, give me the thumbs up. So one of the things I'm going to talk about tonight is I'm going to talk about the markets a little bit, because I see Bitcoin's getting close to being 11,000, and of course I think this may be one of the few last opportunities we have to buy Bitcoin in the $10,000 area, in the 11,000 and below range. Simply because I've been reading some articles, and one of the things going on with Bitcoin right now is that we don't have any idea how many Bitcoin are available. In fact, I think I read an article today that they're thinking maybe there's only like 14 million Bitcoin ever be available. Where there's 21 million that's possible, but we know the 21 million, some have gotten lost, some are in accounts that will never ever be, like the Satoshi account, may ever be able to be accessed again. Every day transactions happen that where Bitcoin gets lost. Obviously, Bitcoin is irreversible, so if you do make a bad transaction and the Bitcoin leaves, there's no way to retrieve it. So Bitcoin get lost. It's irreversible. So we know there's going to be times where Bitcoin isn't all the Bitcoin isn't available. So they're saying literally could only be 14 million Bitcoin available, and so that's about half, a little more than half of what could be available. And then I've also heard up to 18 million available. But we know one thing: there's a very limited supply of Bitcoin. Bitcoin's been around for a while. It's a protocol that has a lot of legitimacy. Been here since 2000 and 2008, 2009. So I think it's got a pretty good chance of surviving. But here we go. We're almost at 11,000. I think we could get back up there to 12, 13,000 very easily, very quickly. Might have the last chance here, because it's bounced around here enough. Some of the options are expiring next week, next Friday. Might see some more volatility this week, but I think after that we're going to see prices increase. So if you're looking to put some money in Bitcoin, and I think you can make it risk it for a little bit of time, maybe a few months. I think the fall, winter months generally tend to be a little bit better for cryptocurrency. So this may be an opportunity to buy some Bitcoin below the $11,000 mark, and maybe see the Bitcoin go up quite a bit. I don't know where Bitcoin's going to end up at, but I could see $30,000, $40,000 real easily. So anyway, and I got a thumbs up, so somebody is listening. I appreciate that. So the other thing I want to talk about a little bit is, of course, I want to talk about EOS. And I find, here's the videos that I've done recently about EOS. And I made this video, after Dan Lermer was on Everything EOS. And the video is EOS blockchain is dead. And I knew when I made that video that the video would have more views than my other videos. And of course it has. As you can see, it has 904 views. The one I made about the interview was 456. And of course I made another one about Bitcoin, bet on Bitcoin. The world is ready for 365. But the thing that's interesting about these videos is that I made a video about EOS being $100. It gets 780 views. And I make a video about EOS blockchain being dead. It gets 904 views. So almost the equivalent views, but exactly the opposite point of view. One saying EOS is $100, the other saying EOS is dead. So I think it's kind of all up in the air as far as EOS is concerned, what's going to happen. And of course, the EOS price is not done very well here recently. What is it? We're at $2.69. So not a very good price considering that the EOS price was one time over $20, and that was prior to the chain even launching. So EOS needs to find itself. We haven't really found ourselves. I think that it has a lot to do with how it's being perceived. I think a lot of it has to do with there's some misunderstandings on how things are working, and the other thing is there really isn't, in my mind, somebody that is out there front running this thing, and really promoting the chain. Of course, we have Dan, but Dan's more of a technical guy. He's not a in my mind, he's not a great people person. He doesn't, come off as somebody that's exciting or genuine. He comes off kind of more of a person that has a little bit of a negative way of looking at things, especially, as far as his libertarian views. I think he'd help himself if he wouldn't, carry those into the chain or carry those into the marketing or carry those into what EOS is doing. So anyway, I think if they had a better marketing person, I think EOS would be doing much better. I think if Vitalik was involved with EOS, I think the price would be much, much better. I've always said that Vitalik, even though, he's a little bit of a different personality, I always thought Vitalik was a great marketing person, simply because Vitalik carries with himself this error of of being a little bit he's got kind of a quirky way about him, kind of an interesting way. You want to watch him. The next thing, every time Vitalik gives an interview, I'm drawn to the interview. I never find Vitalik's interviews uninteresting or boring. I always kind of enjoy his perspective and the way he looks at things. So anyway, like I said, Vitalik was involved with EOS. I think the price would be much better. But people are going to push EOS. I mean, I push EOS. There's a lot of people pushing EOS. A lot of good people pushing EOS. So hopefully it starts to take hold here pretty quick, and we can get out of these prices that are absolutely ridiculous, especially given this market, given the fact that there's a lot of things going on. EOS is getting ready to launch a financial product. We're not quite sure what it is, but we know they are. We know that they have the voice ready to go. People are signing up for voice accounts. My son is on voice all the time. I haven't gotten on voice, but he's going to send me an invitation, and I'm going to start posting videos on voice too. And I like voice. So far, what I've seen of voice and what I've played around with it so far, I think it's a pretty easy to use platform. So I think it's got a lot of potential. So hopefully this all could come together, and we could see some higher prices. But I do think the market, even though we've been saying this for a few months now, that it's bullish, and that it's going to go up. I think we're finally we have gotten through the parts of being up and down. I think we're going to be it's going to be much higher in the very near future. So hopefully that these things start to work out, and we stay up there in those higher ranges, over 11,000 at least with Bitcoin, and over at least $3 with EOS. I think those are very doable prices that I think will hold for quite some time. Hopefully we won't come back to this area again. I mean, it's been a number of years. I was going back through my videos, and it's been a good 2 years of the market being down. That's a long time, especially in crypto. I heard Dan Lermer say the other day that 5 years was an eternity in crypto. 2 years is a long time. So for 2 years, this crypto market has been very soft and has not done well. So it's time. And not only is it time, it's time because there's a lot of things going on in the economy, in the overall, the macro, the bigger picture, that would indicate that cryptocurrencies are going to have their day very soon. The Federal Reserve has set The inflation rate's at a much higher rate. I mean, they usually target a 2% rate. And now they're saying that they're going to let that go much higher. We don't even know how much higher it's going to go. That's a pretty incredible statement by the Federal Reserve to say that their interest rates are going to go much higher than 2%. Because that's telling us that inflation is coming. Lots of inflation is coming. Of course, the crypto market hasn't even come close to reaching its highs. Everything else is getting pretty much to the top of the market, except for the cryptos. The cryptos have a long way of going. I mean, if you look at some of the prices here, am I on the right one? Sometimes you can go here and you can look at what overall prices, all-time highs right here. If you can do that, look at how far we off are on cryptos. Bitcoin is 44% off its all-time high. Ethereum 73% off its all-time high. Tether 24.92. EOS is 88% off of its high price. So look how far these cryptos are down. NEM, I'm not familiar with the project, but it's down 94%. Every single one of these is in the red. We're not even close to any of these projects being at their all-time highs. So I absolutely believe that this is something that's going to be happening very quickly. You're going to see these cryptocurrencies come back, and with this inflation rate, and with the Federal Reserve raising their target as far as inflation is concerned, I think you're going to see prices go much, 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 much higher. And as I said earlier, we really don't know how much Bitcoin is available. We don't know how much Bitcoin's been lost. We don't know how much Bitcoin is in places that will never be retrieved. Of course, we know about the Satoshi account. There's a lot of Bitcoin out there that's never, ever going to be sold again. It's never going to be exchanged again. So I think that's a very positive thing for the prices. So somebody says, "Hey man, last time I saw you, you had a bald chin." Yeah, that's true. So right now I have what they call a red beard. I'll give you a little story background about the beard because people are asking me about it. I never have had a beard in my life. This is the first time. I'm 60 years old, and I never had a red beard. I never had a beard because I didn't think I could grow a beard. All throughout my life, I always assumed that I did not have a beard because when I was younger, I think in my early 20s, I tried to grow a beard one time and it just didn't turn out very well. And I grew up in the 70s. And of course, the first thing everybody grew was sideburns. And if you look at my beard, the weakest part of my beard is my sideburns. I don't have very good sideburns. So I just didn't grow them because I didn't grow sideburns. So I assumed since I couldn't grow sideburns, I couldn't grow a beard. So about a month ago, in May, I was in the hospital for a while. I had a surgery, and actually the surgery, I made a video about it if you want to go back and watch it. I stayed in the hospital for almost 2 weeks in the hospital. While I was in the hospital, the beard grew out, and I was shocked to see that I had a beard. I had no idea that I could grow a beard. So I was shocked to see the beard. And my mother always told me, she said, when I was younger, sometimes I'd let my hair grow a little bit, and she'd say, why don't you grow your beard? Because you have a red beard. Your beard is red. I'm of Irish descent. So I think a lot of the people in her family had red hair, and she knew that my beard was red, so she wanted to see the Irish beard. And she always tried to, tell me to grow a beard. And I never listened to her. I always shaved. I always kind of liked the clean-shaven look. And so then I lost my hair pretty early in life because I come from a family with male pattern baldness. So I lost my hair pretty early. So then I just shaved my head. Well, when I shaved my head, I just assumed I'd keep my face shaven too. I'd just be clean-shaven. So I got rid of the beard, got rid of the hair, got rid of everything. But then when I was in the hospital for a while and it started to grow in and I saw that it was pretty thick and pretty full, I was really surprised So yeah, I've enjoyed the beard. Actually, a lot of people, I every now and then I get a comment about it saying that, oh, you should go back to being clean shaven. But I like it. I enjoy it. It gets a lot of attention. So the beard's here to stay. If you like it or you don't like it, it's here to stay. I've spent 60 years not owning a beard, not having a beard, and now that I had a beard, now that I have a beard, I'm kind of getting into it. So I'm going to keep it. And the other thing about my beard, which is kind of interesting, is my age. I don't have a gray beard. It's still pretty. It still has some color to it. So if it was gray, if it starts to go gray, I'll probably shave it. But as long as it's a natural color, stays the color it's staying, I'll keep it around. My son was asking me tonight if I wanted to dye it black, and I don't think it would look good black. So we're going to stay with the gray beard. I mean, with the orange red beard. So anyway, let's see. I'm 32. I still can't grow a beard. I like the beard, man. 1010. Thanks. I appreciate that. It's an impressive bush, bro. Yeah, thank you. At least I can grow hair someplace. Because, like I said, I was one of those dudes that when I was 22, 23 years old, I started a receding hairline and it didn't stop. I just kind of lost my hair pretty fast in life. So, I followed your videos and off for a couple of weeks, for years, Kent. I like your passion for the space. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And, at this point, and I will honestly tell you this. I mean, I'm pretty familiar with the space. And I like the space too. And, of course, we're doing this because we enjoy blockchain and we believe blockchain is the future. But, with $2.78 price and, very little going on as far as the applications is concerned. Because we don't, it's struggling. I mean, the price is struggling. We struggled to develop because we're not making any money on our token appreciation, even though we own a lot of tokens. We keep EOS tokens around because we have to buy resources to run the DApp. We pay for all the resources, the RAM and the CPU. So we always hold a number of tokens, but our tokens aren't appreciating. So that's really hurting the project. Now, if we were buying tokens, and we're buying tokens all the time, and we were making some money on those tokens, that would help the project. So yeah, this space is tough right now. I don't think anybody's making any money at it. I think everybody's struggling. This is one of my problems with Dan Larimer, is that I don't think he's too concerned with the fact that the value of the token is depressed, and Block One was able to raise $4 billion, which means they don't have a cash flow problem. They have a lot of money in reserve. In fact, I think they've got so much money in reserve that they're looking. They're buying Bitcoin. They're thinking about mining Bitcoin. They've got all these projects going on. They were supposed to be giving out a lot of grants. They gave out some $50,000 grants here earlier this year, but they didn't really give them to the projects that were being built on EOS. They gave them to other projects, which we, for the life of us, can't figure out how that money was distributed the way it was distributed. I mean, we had actually put in for a grant, but we didn't get it, along with other people. Though we're probably better deserving of it than we were. They didn't get it. So yeah, they haven't done much to help us out, even though they were supposed to put some money aside to do that. Now, if you listen to Block One and you listen to Dan, they will tell you they have, of course, 100 million tokens, which is a big amount of tokens, and they have a great financial interest in this project moving forward and growing. And the only way to do that is you're going to have to start marketing. I can tell you, I've been on the internet a long time. And the only way to make anything grow on the internet is you've got to market it. You just can't hopefully find everything grows organically. You got to throw some money at it. I was just looking at my AdWords account the other night. I have a Google AdWords account, and I've because I maintain a lot of e-commerce websites for people, I throw a ton of money at Google every month for advertising, a ton of money. And I've got AdWords accounts going all the time. You just because if you don't, you're not going to make any money. I run a lot of ads on YouTube too. I run a lot of ads on a lot of different places. I'm not a big Facebook ad person, but I'm a big YouTube ad person, and I'm a big Google AdWords person. I spend a lot of money on Google, and that's the only way the sites that they work with are able to make any money. So yeah, they got to do something. They can't just sit here, hold on to all the money. Talk about how these projects are being slowed up by regulation, and then expect people just to come in there and prosper. I mean, they were supposed to throw a lot of money. I think close to $1 billion at promoting projects, and so far I haven't seen it. We haven't seen any of that money. I don't think anybody else has either, except for a few $50,000 grants that got thrown out to people that most of them weren't even on the chain. So, Dan needs to get his mind around. He needs to get involved. He needs to start talking these projects up. He talks about how he hasn't read the white papers. He doesn't really know what's going on. He's not familiar with it. I know on the Everything EOS interview, he really said, hey, it's a full-time job. And, we have people kind of looking at this, but by and large, we don't keep track of the projects. Well, you better start keeping track of the projects, because this is what the blockchain's all about. If you're going to build a blockchain, you better know what's being built on it. You better understand it, and you better start speaking out about it, because this is your product, and you better start understanding it. I mean, this is the difference between a Dan Larimer and a Vitalik Buterin. Vitalik talks about the projects that are on Ethereum. Dan does not. In fact, Dan distanced himself from the projects. If you listen to the Ivan on Tech interview that he did with Ivan, someone even mentioned the challenge application. And the reason they mentioned it is because we threw it out as a challenge. We had actually had people, we had staked tokens or put tokens up for people to ask about the challenge application. And of course, Ivan asked Dan, what do you know about it? And he blank stare, had no idea what it was, even though he had met us, even though we had showed it to him. If he forgot or if he just was, not on his game that day, I don't know. But, he didn't even recognize us, even though we were one of the first projects built on the EOS blockchain. And even though we've been around for a while and we have put a lot of time and effort into this, and I've probably made 1,000 videos. So if I've made 1,000 videos about EOS, we have built an application, run an airdrop, and done all these things. He has no clue who we are. I would say that is not the best way to proceed, or the best way to get people to know about the blockchain and about EOS, about what's being built on EOS. So anyway, like I said, there's a lot to be desired there. There's a lot to be desired, especially with the project that's raised so much money. So yeah, I would like to see things done a lot better, especially since we have been at this for a long time, over 2 years, and for the 2 years we put into it, we've seen a depressed price, and we've seen very little help from Block One, and very little help from the designers and the builders of this blockchain. So anyway, yeah, we're a little disappointed. There's a point where you just got to kind of shove off and do your own thing. It's kind of where we're at right now, and that's what we're doing. We're kind of shoving off and doing our own thing, and kind of saying, hey, look, they built a blockchain. It's working well. Our application runs very well. They perform. They've done everything they said they were going to do. And at this point, it is what it is. I mean, we got what we got. When they decided to launch the chain, they really didn't have any promises whatsoever as far as what they were going to do. The fact that they didn't even have any obligation to even launch the chain. So the fact the chain got launched and up and running probably is, something that is probably more than what we could have expected, because they didn't really have to do anything. So it is what it is. We try to do the best we can, and we try to keep things going. But I think the future's much brighter. It's just a matter of things falling into place. It's all timing. The market has to get right. The dApps have to start understanding what it is people want. What the usability has to be much easier. And of course, we're doing that. We're running wrap tokens. We're running, free EOS accounts. You can come on and create a EOS account for free on Challenge. You're actually going to get some free tokens if you do that. We give them to you away free. So we're trying to make this as seamless and smooth as possible. And we're also trying to invite as many people to come up with ideas as possible. So it's just like anything else. I mean, I think I listened to Zuckerberg one time about Facebook, and he said it was about 10 years before Facebook kind of started to figure out, get some structure and get some traction of what it is they were doing. So that's where we're at right now. Just trying to get some traction and some structure, and trying to make it as well as we can, do it as well as we can. So anyway, I'm going to sign off. I just wanted to come on here and make a quick video tonight, talk a little bit about Bitcoin, talk a little bit about the market, talk a little bit about EOS, and hopefully have a few people join in, which we have. I appreciate you giving some comments, and we'll see what happens. I appreciate you watching. Thanks a lot. We'll see you probably tomorrow. Try to put up a video again tomorrow. Thank you very much.